Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've just sat down and talked to a camera other than the update video that I posted. I updated you guys, told you how Noah and I got married. There were obviously a lot of financial aspects to engagement, getting married, all of that stuff. So I kind of wanted to document all of that, mostly for myself. So in this video, I wanted to talk about how much we spent on my ring. I have a band on also today, but I will just start with the engagement ring. So honestly, at the beginning, we were not planning on really even getting a ring because we knew we wanted to get married. We wanted to get married quickly and we didn't want to take the time to go find a ring. Neither of us really cared to spend a ton of money on a ring. I now have a bunch of those rubber rings, which I think they're downstairs. And honestly, I was gonna be happy with that. Why we ended up with this option was a long time ago, my grandmother had left me the diamond that was in her mom's engagement ring. Just the diamond. It was in my family's safe deposit box in the bank, so where we keep our social security cards, our birth certificates, things like that. It was in there with a little note from my grandmother who has since passed away, and it specifically said for Adrienne, and it said this was Oma, who was my grandmother on my dad's side, the diamond from her mom's engagement ring. And I have several cousins, so the fact that she specifically said that this was for me was extra special. So my plan was if and when I was going to get married, that I would be using that diamond and putting it in a ring, in a setting. And so when we were deciding to get married, I didn't want to rush getting a ring. I didn't want to just put it in whatever I could find at the time, but I ended up going to the safe deposit box and just kind of rummaging through it. And I was doing that. I actually found this ring. I have horrible calluses on my hand. I had seen this ring before, but not in a very long time, and I kind of forgot the story behind it. So the stone is an aquamarine. Back when before my mom and my dad got married, before they met, my dad used to travel, still did when they got married, but he traveled a lot for work, and one of the places he went to was Brazil. And one of the things Brazil is known for are their aquamarines. So one time when he was down there, he had a lot of connections and he wanted to buy an aquamarine from there that was from the source, from the people who mine them. And when he did that, he ended up getting a really good deal on it. This had to have been back in the 80s. He ended up getting this aquamarine. He got the aquamarine and he ended up giving it to my grandmother, the grandmother who left me that diamond. He gave it to his mom, and so she held on to just the stone. At that point, it was just the stone. And then when my dad ended up getting married to my mom, my grandmother gave it back to my dad, and my dad gave it to my mom. I'm pretty sure that's the story. Either that or my grandmother gave it directly to my mom. And so my mom took that stone and put it in a ring. I don't know if I've talked about how my mom is Vietnamese, but there's a lot of Vietnamese jewelry stores, and so she ended up getting it put in this ring, but she didn't really wear it very much because honestly it is fairly tall. But then my parents ended up having me. I was their second kid, and I was born in March. And March's birthstone is an aquamarine. And so my mom just was oh yeah, this ring is definitely supposed to be for Adrienne. And so she kind of just saved it for me and just kept it in the safe deposit box. And so when I was going through the safe deposit box and I found it, I told Noah about it. I was yeah, I found this ring, and I was it's not a diamond. And he was I actually think that's really cool. I kind of think that's representative of our relationship because our relationship has been very different. So the only thing about this ring that we had to do is actually get it resized. We went to a pretty nice jeweler just to make sure that they weren't going to rip us off. We went to a jeweler and we got it resized, and that was $150. And so we ended up paying just for this engagement ring. It was $150 that's what we paid out of pocket. But I also ended up getting this ring appraised because for insurance purposes, I just wanted to know how much to get it insured for. Doing the appraisal for it on top of that, and that was another $150. And I don't think I feel comfortable fully sharing what the appraisal was for store, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I don't know, really we paid $300 for the ring, which obviously serves its purpose and it is very meaningful, which I think was the most important thing to me. I could not see us spending a ton of money. I know how people spend. I remember we were in the jewelry store, I think, to get this appraised, and there was another couple and their budget was $10,000, and that just absolutely blew my mind to think about somebody spending $10,000. Granted, people can do whatever they want to do. If that's their money and that's their choice, that's fine. We just could not see ourselves spending that much money. That was what we did for my engagement ring. For Noah's ring, we're planning on not even getting him an actual ring. He had gotten a few of those groove rings. Actually, I have one here. That's mine this is what I normally wear. I actually got this one on Mercari for like $20, even though these are normally like $50 or $60. And these are just those rubber rings. This one's just really nice. But yeah, he had a couple of the groove rings that he had bought, and so we were just gonna use those at our wedding. And then I ended up buying him a tungsten ring. So it looks like it's gold, kind of, but not really. And it was like $30 or $40. It is extremely heavy for a ring. I was shocked at how heavy it was. It's been working out fine. He actually, I don't think, other than our wedding day, I don't think he's worn that ring. We didn't end up getting a wedding band for me for our wedding. There were just too many things going on and I did not have enough time to think about getting a wedding band. So we didn't end up getting one for a while afterwards. Actually, my mom and I ended up going to that same jewelry store and I was looking at two rings that I liked. One of them looked like this and one of them was just a white gold band. The one that looked like this was like $1,200, and like obviously I would have wanted the sparkly one, but I did not want to shell out $1,200 for it. So I ended up just getting the white gold band, which that is just the cost of the gold and then however much the labor is to resize it. So I got that, which is right here, but I mean that just looks like a white gold band. And then I was on Amazon and I found this white gold plated band. This looks just like the one that was in the store. It's obviously a lot lighter, but it's white gold plated and I'm pretty sure these are moissanite, and this was $50. So a lot of times I just wear these together. Sometimes if I don't want something that's sparkly, I wear just the band, but honestly on a day-to-day basis, I don't wear either of these. I wear the rubber ring because my life is too active. These are too nice for my lifestyle sometimes. That is how much we spent on my engagement ring, our wedding rings. They're still very meaningful to us. I am glad to be back, glad to be making videos again, happy to be posting videos and happy to be reading comments from you guys, and it does mean a lot what you guys said in my last video in the comments. They were very nice and I did appreciate you guys recognizing my vulnerability, I guess. I don't know. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.